Hey, welcome back to my studio. If you're new here, my name's Morgan and I make all things party and event. And today I want to show you how to put together this striped balloon column. The combination of 5-inch and 11-inch balloons allows us to make all kinds of different patterns in this balloon column, and it gives it its unique narrow shape. So follow along and I'll show you how to make it. The first thing I'm going to do is inflate 16 11-inch balloons to an 8-inch diameter. Now I have 4 balloons in 4 separate colors to make up my stripes, and I'll be using my electric balloon inflator and this balloon sizer box to get them perfectly sized. So I'm going to fully inflate my first balloon and then press it up against the 8-inch diameter circle in my balloon sizer box. Then I'm slowly going to let air out of that balloon until it just fits through that 8-inch hole, and then I'll know it's exactly 8 inches across. I'll tie it off and then repeat that with all of my 11-inch balloons so that they're all sized to 8 inches. Next up, we need to inflate our 5-inch balloons. Now the first 2 colors used in the design are going to have 2 extra balloons than all the other colors. So in blue and yellow I have 14 balloons, and pink and white I have 12 balloons. Now all of these I'm going to inflate to 4 inches in diameter or 4 pumps of air using my hand pump. I find this process is a lot faster using a hand pump, but you could totally use an electric inflator as well. All of these small balloons are going to be tied into pairs, so to make this go a lot quicker, I'm going to inflate my first balloon and then tuck the nozzle of that first balloon under my ring finger that's holding onto the air pump. Then I'm going to inflate my second balloon to 4 pumps of air before bringing those 2 nozzles together and tying them in a knot. So I'm going to wrap the nozzle around twice and then just tie a simple knot, and this is going to create my first pair. I'm then going to repeat this process with all of my 5-inch balloons and tying them together into pairs of the same color. Now we need to tie all of our balloons into quads, and this design is made up of small quads, which is 4 4-inch balloons, and large quads, which is 2 4-inch balloons and 2 8-inch balloons. The first layer of this design is made up of 2 4-inch pairs, and I'm just going to put the nozzles together and twist them around each other to lock them into a quad. This will create the first layer in our design, and I'm going to set this aside and start making the second layer. So I'm going to take 2 of my 8-inch balloons and wrap the nozzle around twice and tie it into a knot, creating a large pair. Then I'm going to take a 4-inch pair and lay it across the center nozzles so that they all touch, and twist the balloons together. I'm going to continue making both small and large quads following the diagram on the right hand of the screen. If you'd like a diagram with even more detail, I've got a full balloon recipe written and available in the description box below. That balloon recipe includes step-by-step written instructions, a detailed blown apart diagram, and a custom color guide, which is basically a color by number versions of the diagram, so you can input your own color scheme and it'll show you exactly where those balloons need to go and how many you need to purchase for this project. The balloon recipe is linked in the description box below, and it's also available to my patrons who have joined at my Party Maker level. So if you'd like to join my Patreon, you can check out that link below so you'll have access to not only today's balloon recipe, but my entire library of digital plans. To save ourselves from a headache later on, it's critically important that we keep all of the quads in order of the pattern. So as soon as you finish making a quad, line it up to the ones previous to it and keep them all in line. You can also go ahead and just add these straight onto the balloon stand as soon as you make it before creating the next quad. That way you don't get any of these mixed up. Now we need a stand we can build our design on top of, and I'm using a 5-foot tall DIY stand that I made from a piece of wood and some PVC pipe. If you'd like to learn how to make one of these, I'll have the tutorial linked. So let's grab our stand and start adding balloons to it. The first layer in this design is a small quad, and I'm going to set that quad down on the base and wrap the balloons around it so that the nozzles of those balloons are touching the center pole. And then I'm going to take the 2 balloons that are on either side of that pole and twist them around each other, and this will lock the quad to the pole and they won't accidentally pop away. Once the balloons are twisted on, you always want to make sure the 2 balloons that are the same color are on the same side. So the yellows with the yellow and the blues with the blue. We don't want them alternating on us, or the back side of our design isn't going to look correct. So once I've got that aligned so it looks exactly like the pattern, I'm going to grab my next set of balloons, which is a large quad, place it around the pole, twist the balloons around each other so that it locks it in place, and then I want to arrange the balloons so that the 4-inch balloons are always on the front and the back side of the column, and your 8-inch balloons are always on the left and right side. Once you get the first 2 or 3 quads on the pole, you'll begin to see the pattern emerge, and it's a lot easier to add balloons from there. You'll notice that whenever you add a small set of quads, the balloons on the left are always the same color as the 8-inch balloon below it on the left side. So here you can see the 2 pink balloons are sitting right on top of that 8-inch pink balloon. Whenever you add a large quad, you'll notice that the 8-inch balloon on the right-hand side is always the same color as the 2 4-inch balloons below it, and that's how you know that your stripes are all going the correct direction. If ever in doubt, always refer back to the pattern. Whenever I create balloon columns, I always like to take a step back about halfway through the process and look really critically at it from a different angle. I always want to make sure my balloons are nice and snugly together so you can't see the center pole, and also make sure they're all level. Now once I get near the top of the pole and I'm down to my last 2 quads, I always like to put one hand on top of the pole as I twist the balloons around the pole, and that way the quads don't accidentally pop off the top as I'm trying to twist them around. It may look a little awkward as I'm doing this, but it saves me from having to chase down balloons that are coming off the top of the pole. And this is my last quad, so once I've got this one in place, this column is good to go, and you could stop here with this nice flat top, or you could add some focal balloons as a topper to this. So that could be a large foil balloon, an oversized latex, or a spray of 260 balloons. I hope you're inspired by today's project and give this one a try. There are so many different color combinations and patterns that you can build into a narrow column like this that I hope you'll explore some of those options. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe below, and don't forget to check out our Patreon group if you'd like to up your party planning game. So until the next time, you can check out some of my other videos over here, and remember, stay creative everyone. Bye!